take down the deal. Don't fumble. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Don't let money stop them from being able to work with you if they want to work with you. Make it easy for them. You never, ever want to negotiate or start negotiations or even offer a concession until you know they're 100% committed. You see, if your client is not 100% in for what you're selling, there's no point to negotiate. What's up, everyone? I want to give you a quick tip on how to close. I know it's the end of the year for a lot of people. You might have a December year end and January year end in some cases. And here's one of the closing tips that I have, a couple closing tips actually, to finish the year strong. Number one is that do not offer a discount, do not offer financing, do not offer any concessions until you know they are 100% in. So I just had a woman that I was talking to, and she's like a rock star, one of my favorite clients, and she was reluctant to renew because of financial concerns because she had bought a new house. And that was the only thing stopping her. And so she wanted to stay in the program, but she was thinking about renewing at a lower level than what she really wanted to do, which is one-on-one coaching and live events. And many people in sales would say, okay, that's fine, do what you got to do and you can upgrade later. But if you're truly a servant leader, if you're truly a servant seller, you're not going to let people do what's not the best option for them just because of financial constraints. You're going to figure out a way to have a transparent conversation with them about finances, okay, that enables them to get what they really want and need without the stress of the money. And that's a conversation that is really pivotal to have. So I had some Q4 incentives that I wanted to offer her, but she came into the conversation thinking she was going to do our silver level, which is group coaching. And I was saying, well, you need one-on-one coaching because of your goals and what you're trying to do next year. And it's really the best fit. And she's like, the money was getting in the way. The cost of that, because it is double the cost, was getting in the way. Now, I knew we had some good incentives to help, but I said, I can share some incentives, which is going to make it easier, but I don't want to share it with you unless I know you're 100% committed to this level, that you want this, because there's no point in actually sharing incentives with you if you're not bought in, if you're not 100% in on the gold level, on the one-on-one level. And she closed her eyes and she's like, let me think. If money is not an option, what would I want? I'd want one-on-one. Absolutely. Well, I'd want to go to the masterminds too. Yeah. And yeah, she's like, if money's not an obstacle, I would want the one-on-one for sure. Okay. And I said, great. Okay. Now we can talk about incentives. You see, if your client is not 100% in for what you're selling, there's no point to negotiate. There's no point to negotiate. It doesn't make any sense. And so what I learned, once she said she was in and she wanted it and money was the only obstacle, we talked about it. And what I learned is that she had just purchased a house and used all of her money to make the down payment. And the reality is that she didn't have the cash flow to pay for the one-on-one. And so knowing that information, I could work with her and figure out a plan that would work, a payment plan that we gave her 0% financing so she can get the great discounts of the annual price plan, but spread it out over 12 months. Now, again, I'm sharing publicly because that's what I do. I'm very transparent. I'm not going to share this person's name. Everything's confidential, but this was a sales, I'm not going to say tactic. It's not a tactic, but a sales strategy that I use with clients all the time in B2B. It doesn't matter if it's B2B. It doesn't matter if it's B2C. The strategy is always validate they want in. They're 100% committed. And the only obstacle is the payments. If the payment, the monthly cost, the annual cost, the total investment is the only thing that's stopping them from moving forward, right? You can offer a concession. You can go into negotiations, but you never, ever want to negotiate or start negotiations or even offer a concession until you know they're 100% committed. Money should never be the obstacle that stops somebody from working with you if you're the right company for them, if you're the right solution for them. But too many people lead with money. Too many people lead with discounts, and they wonder why the client doesn't buy. It's because you need to validate that they're 100% committed if you can make the finances work, that they want in. If they're not there yet, you're throwing out profit, you're throwing out revenue if you give them a discount and they're not committed. So the question you want to ask is, if I could do this, would you? Right? If I can make the finances work, would you be 100% committed? Is that the only thing stopping you from moving forward? You got to do that when you've done all the work up front. You got to do that when they're bought in, the technology works. You know they're comfortable with the implementation. They've vetted references. You know, they know it's a good product, and the only thing stopping them is the investment. It's the only time you can do that. That's really kind of the mindset around closing, which I want you guys to have, is that only negotiate or offer price concessions when you've gotten a verbal commitment to move forward if they can make the numbers work. And once we did that, she moved forward and she said, I'm in. Thank you for working with me. And we made it work. So if someone wants your product, if they're bought in, if you've earned it, validate it first, then proceed to negotiate. And before you negotiate, understand what their financial constraints are. Is it cash flow? Is it term, length of the term? Is it risk? They don't know if they're going to have funding next year. You figure it out and then give them what they want and take down the deal. Take down the deal. That's my second tip. My second tip is take down the deal. Don't fumble just to try and hold some profit. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Okay? If you don't need to negotiate to win the deal, don't negotiate. But if the only thing stopping them from price, and you can give them a little extra incentive, you know, some free implementation or support or the discount, or give them the 60-month payment for 36 months, you know, and whatever you can do to get the deal across the line, get it across the line once they say, yes, this is the only thing stopping, and close quickly. Once you do that, you're golden, okay? Take down the deal rather than having the cloudiness in your head. Are they going to buy? Are they not going to buy? Like what? Like, no, you don't have time for that. You don't have time to stress. A bird now and a deal done now is better than, you know, a maybe, and now you're stressed about it, and maybe you don't even get the deal. Do what you got to do to win the deal once they tell you that the only thing stopping them is price. Isolate it and then work with them. Work with them. Don't let money stop them from being able to work with you if they want to work with you. Make it easy for them. Okay, I'm not saying give it away, but understand what their constraints are and work with them to lift those constraints. That is how you negotiate. If you want more negotiation tips, I'll drop a video here, the number one key to negotiation. If you want a free course, we just launched a free course. It's a 12-week training program from how to become an elite seller. It's called Fundamentals of Elite Sales, and you can get it right up here. It's completely free, no strings attached, just to get exposure for my audience to the type of coaching that I provide, and hopefully you work with me at some point. Thanks, guys. Take care.